It's never the giant storm that sinks the ship. It's the small leaks you ignore. Your mind works the same way. The little things you do each day could be the reason you feel off without knowing why. So in this video, we're going to uncover 8 tiny micro habits that secretly drain your energy, mess with your mood, and leave you wondering why life feels off. The good news? Just as small leaks can sink a ship, small changes can also keep it afloat. Stick with me until the end, because I'll not only break down each hidden habit, but also share simple ways to flip them into habits that actually lift you up. And trust me, some of them are so common, you probably did one this morning without even realizing it. 1. Ignoring your emotions. Think about the last time someone asked you, "How are you really doing?" Not just a quick fine, but the real answer. Most of us skip that emotional check-in every single day. We push feelings aside, hoping they'll disappear. But here's the catch. Emotions don't vanish. They bury themselves deeper, and buried emotions don't stay silent. They show up later as stress, anxiety, or sudden burnout that feels like it came out of nowhere. Imagine a friend who keeps knocking at your door and you never answer. Eventually, they start banging louder. That's your mind trying to get your attention. But here's the surprising part. Just 2 minutes a day of emotional honesty can completely shift your mental health. Journaling, voice memos, even pausing to name your emotion out loud. Studies show that labeling your feelings, simply saying, "I feel frustrated," calms the brain's stress circuits. So the next time you're tempted to brush your feelings off, remember, your emotions don't disappear, they wait. 2. Doom scrolling in the morning. Be honest. What's the first thing you grab when you wake up? For most of us, it's not water, not a stretch, not even a loved one's hand. It's our phone. Within seconds, you're bombarded by breaking news, drama on social media, and highlights of everyone else's perfect life. Before your feet even touch the floor, your brain is already drowning in stress hormones. It's like running a marathon before breakfast. No wonder the whole day feels heavier. But here's the twist. Your morning scroll doesn't just waste time. It rewires your brain to expect chaos first thing. Instead, try this experiment tomorrow. Replace the scroll with music, a slow stretch, or just silence. Neuroscientists call the first hour after waking the golden window for programming your mood and focus. What you feed your brain in that hour sets the tone for everything else. So if your mornings feel rushed, drained, or anxious, it might not be your schedule. It might just be that thumb flicking through endless feeds. 3. Saying "I'm fine" when you're not. We've all done it. Someone asks, "How are you?" And the automatic reply slips out, "I'm fine." But deep down, you're not fine at all. It feels easier than explaining, easier than risking awkward silence. Yet every time you deny your true state, you build a wall between yourself and the people who care. Over time, those walls don't just shut others out, they trap you inside. Imagine carrying a backpack that gets a little heavier each time you hide your feelings. At first, you barely notice. But one day, it's so heavy you can't stand straight. Here's what most people don't realize. Studies show that repressing emotions can raise your heart rate, weaken immunity, and increase the risk of depression later in life. Psychologists even call this the illusion of coping. You think you're handling it, but really, you're stockpiling stress. The next time you're tempted to say "I'm fine," try swapping it for something honest but simple, like, "It's been a tough day." That tiny shift opens the door to real connection and real relief. 4. Mindless eating. Picture this. You grab a snack, open your laptop, and before you know it, the bag is empty. Did you even taste it? Mindless eating sneaks in when we're distracted, scrolling, working, or rushing. The problem isn't just calories, it's disconnection. If we don't pause to savor what we eat, what else in life are we speeding past without noticing? There's a Japanese phrase, ichigo ichie, meaning one time, one meeting. It reminds us that each meal, each bite, is a unique moment that won't return. But here's the unexpected benefit. Mindful eating isn't only about health, it's tied to better mood and reduced anxiety. Researchers found that slowing down your meals can lower cortisol, the stress hormone, by almost 25%. So next time, instead of rushing through lunch, put down your phone, take one deep breath, and actually taste the food. That simple habit turns eating into a reset button for your mind. 5. saying yes when you want to say no. You get invited to something you don't want to attend. Or a coworker asks for help when your plate is already full. You smile and say, "Sure," even though every fiber inside you is screaming no. Sound familiar? People-pleasing feels polite, but the hidden cost is your peace of mind. Each false yes chips away at your energy until you're drained, resentful, and out of touch with your real needs. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges. They connect who you are with how you want to live. Here's the truth most people never say out loud. Every time you say yes to something you don't want, you're silently saying no to yourself. Therapists suggest a pause phrase. Instead of yes or no right away, try saying, "Let me think about it." That pause buys time, lowers guilt, and helps you answer honestly. Remember, protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's self-respect. 6. Letting small tasks pile up. Ever notice how one little chore, like an unopened email or a dish in the sink, can nag at you all day? That's not your imagination. Your brain actually keeps score of unfinished tasks. Psychologists call it the Zeigarnik effect. The mind hates loose ends, so it keeps them spinning in the background, draining your focus. Think of it like dozens of browser tabs open in your brain. No wonder you feel mentally cluttered. But here's the fix that feels almost too simple: the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Studies show completing microtasks gives the brain a hit of dopamine, the same chemical tied to motivation. In other words, every small win literally lightens your mental load. So instead of waiting for the weekend to clean, close those loops one by one. It's like clearing mental static so your mind can finally breathe. 7. Comparing yourself online. You scroll through your feed and suddenly it feels like everyone else is winning. Vacations in Bali, promotions at work, flawless skin, perfect relationships. Even when you know it's curated, it still stings. Comparison online is like looking into a funhouse mirror. You only see distorted reflections, never the full truth. The danger? Over time, it convinces you that you're behind, less worthy, or not enough. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain processes social comparison as a threat, releasing cortisol just like it would in a real danger situation. Researchers found that heavy social media users report up to 50% more feelings of envy per day compared to light users. The fix isn't quitting the internet, it's curating it. Follow accounts that inspire instead of pressure, take intentional breaks, and remind yourself, behind every highlight reel is a messy reality you don't see. 8. Forcing yourself to always be positive. Just think happy thoughts. Sound familiar? We live in a culture obsessed with positivity. Gratitude journals, motivational quotes, smiling through pain. But when positivity is forced, it stops being healing. It becomes toxic. Because real life isn't only joy. Sometimes you're sad, angry, or grieving. And that's okay. Denying those feelings is like painting over a cracked wall. The damage is still there, hidden underneath. And here's the powerful truth. Acknowledging pain doesn't erase gratitude. The two can coexist. Psychologists call this emotional granularity, the ability to name both positive and negative feelings at once. People with higher granularity cope better and bounce back faster. So instead of saying, "I have to stay positive," try saying, "I'm grateful and I'm hurting." That honesty doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And humans heal through truth, not pretending. All right, let's wrap this up with a quick recap. First, ignoring your emotions doesn't make them disappear. It only makes them louder later. Second, doom scrolling in the morning hijacks your day before it even begins. Third, saying "I'm fine" when you're not builds invisible walls that trap you inside. Fourth, small habits like mindless eating or saying yes when you mean no quietly drain your energy. And finally, letting tiny tasks pile up, comparing yourself online, or forcing fake positivity all add mental clutter that leaves you feeling off. The good news? Every micro habit that pushes you down can be flipped into a micro habit that lifts you up. You don't need giant life changes, just small, honest shifts that bring your balance back. If this video made you stop and think about your own habits, that's a sign you're ready for change. So take a second, hit the like button if you found even one insight helpful, and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into the hidden patterns shaping your life. I'd love to hear from you too. Drop a comment and share which micro-habit feels the most familiar to you. Chances are someone else in this community is struggling with the exact same thing. And if you're curious to go further, check out our next video on the surprising nighttime habits that could be sabotaging your sleep. Trust me, you won't see your evenings the same way again.